write myself. I'm never going to be able to do this. There was a movie back in 1932 called The Great Review, and it was about this fellow that worked at Coney Island as a barker. He was in love with this gal that used to come to Coney Island, and this guy that was a barker wanted to become a famous songwriter and singer, but he never could pull it off. And so when he talked to this lady, he said, you know, if only you believed in me, I could pull this off. Well, that movie was an expensive flop. It debuted in December of 1932 and wrapped up in December of 1932. But this one song that Billy Rose approached these two fellows to write for the movie is still around today. It's done by many different people, and all the way from Ella Fitzgerald to Nat King Cole to who you name it here nowadays. And the fellows that wrote this song, Yip Harburg and Harold Arlen, they also wrote the song called I've Got the World on the String in Stormy Weather. So the name of this song is It's Only a Paper Moon. And this song was originally supposed to be If You Believed in Me, and they changed the title. It's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be believe if you believed in me. Honky-tonk parade without you. It's a melody played in a penny arcade. Say it's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree, but it would be make-believe if you believed in me. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yeah. Thank you. This song was written the next song was written a little before the 1930s, and things were going good at that time. This song was released on October 22nd, 1928, by a fellow named Jimmy Rogers. And stock market crashed a year from then on October 29th of 1929. Everything went out the window. There was 25% unemployment in this country. There wasn't a job for anybody anywhere. So people headed out west, and they rode the rods on the train, which were the steel bars underneath the undercarriage to make the brakes operate. But they had to get around, and they used to hop freight trains. That's a mode of transportation to get across the country back then. So here's a little Jimmy Rogers song, I guess. It's about waiting for a train. All around the water tanks, waiting for a train, 1,000 miles away from home, sleeping in the rain. I walk up to the brakeman, give him my tone. He said, if you got money, I'll see get off your railroad bum, and he slammed the boxcar door. Well, it put me off in Texas, a place that I dearly love. Wide open spaces all around me, the moon and stars up above. Nobody seems to want me or give me a helping hand. I'm on my way to Frisco, I'm going back to Dixieland, and I've got a pity, and my heart is full of pain. I'm 1,000 miles away from home, just waiting for a train. I used to yodel at the end, but I didn't do that. Well, you kids that are going to college now are going to go out and you're going to get some jobs. And they're probably not going to be union jobs. They're going to put your head full of some things down at that college to put you against the unions. And I'm here to tell you it's not a bad deal. I worked for the railroad for 40 years and was a member of the Conductor and Trainmen's Union, later known as the UTU. And to tell you the truth, without those guys backing me, I don't know what would have happened out there. And sad to say, we watched a show the other night on PBS. The truck drivers are losing their jobs because they're going to go driverless with those trucks. They're going to be run by artificial intelligence and whatever. And they figure in 10 years, 50% of those jobs are going to be gone, as well as their union. So anyhow, without getting too involved here, back in the 30s in Union City, Tennessee, they had a coal miner strike back there that was really ugly, and a fellow named John Blair owned the mines. Now, if you worked in the coal mine back there in the 30s, you got paid by John Blair. You lived in a house that was owned by John Blair. he rented the house to you, and you paid John Blair for your rent. You bought all your groceries and clothes and everything at the company store, which was owned by John Blair. And really, there wasn't a whole lot of money left over by the time you got done. They owned you lock, stock, and barrel. So they wanted to have a union brought in there. It turned into an all-out war. And before it was all over with, they brought in the Pinkerton Detective Agency to have it out with these guys and try to drive the union out of there. And this song was written by a beautiful lady named Florence Reese. She wrote this song in 1931. Her father was a coal miner, her brother was a coal miner, and everybody in the family was a coal miner, and so she wrote this song in their honor. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? They say in Harlan County there are no neutrals there. Leave the union man or work for J.H. Blair. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Say they have to guard us to educate our child. Your children live in luxury, and our children hardly smile. With pistols and with rifles, they take away our bread. And if you're with the union, you're likely to get your head cracked and dead. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Gentlemen, can you stand it? Please tell me how you can. Will you be a gun thug? Will you be a man? Starting our good battle, we know we'll win. Because we got the gun thugs looking within. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me which side are you on? Daddy was a miner and I'm a miner's son. We'll be with you, fellow workers, until this battle's won. So come all you poor workers, someday I'll tell how the little unions come here to dwell. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Tell me which side are you on? Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming down tonight. Have a wonderful weekend. And drive fast, take chances at all times. And we'll see you next week. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.